Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support what's going on here while getting amazing perks like the Discord community, have me play your deck, and my list and sideboard guides before tournaments, join the Patreon or YouTube membership. This channel is made possible by these amazing sponsors. Check them out and support them. Their links are in the video description. Thanks again for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today I have an exciting culmination of a completely unintentional trilogy on the channel. This deck comes from Patreon subscriber Albrecht, and the story behind this is Albrecht is a Maverick player who is disgruntled with the way that Maverick is positioned in the metagame right now and trying to do something different, but can't get away from Green Sun Zenith. That's why we have this kind of tap out, stompy, kind of disruptive, mostly black deck with a Green Sun Zenith package. And the card that inspired the whole thing is Thieves Guild Enforcer. If you played Standard during this era, you know that this was a major player. Blue-Black Rogues was a serious deck in that format. 1/1 flash, whenever Thieves Guild Enforcer or another rogue enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent mills 2 cards. And then as long as an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, Thieves Guild Enforcer gets +2/+1 and has Death Touch. So this is the Delver of Secrets in the deck, air quotes Delver of Secrets. And it pays out by having many rogues in the deck. Recently on the channel, I played a Dimir Rogues deck inspired by Mercurial Spelldancer and doubling spells, and the Prowl mechanic from Lorwyn block. But here, the M21 Rogues don't care about prowling. They're a mill strategy. Mill and then getting 8 cards in the opponent's graveyard is their thing that they do. Which is interesting because it triggers off other rogues, which means you want lots of creatures in the deck, which makes Mercurial Spelldancer worse because you don't have that high density of spells. And you want their graveyard to be full of things, so Dothy Voidwalker isn't good. And those are the 2 rogues that I would start a Legacy deck list with, so we're going into all other kinds of rogues instead. Our supporting cast of rogues are Opposition Agent, who can arrive on turn 1 from this playset of Dark Rituals here in this fair bug deck, just black stompy, tucked into some other colors. And then we can Zenith for Edric, Spymaster of Trest, who is also a rogue. These are actually pretty light on rogues, but the 4 Thieves Guild Enforcers, and then the 3 Oppos, and then you can Zenith for Edric. I think that's going to add up to a lot of nickel and diming on the deck, and I think we'll be able to get Thieves Guild Enforcer active. But a lot of Legacy decks use their graveyard, and here we are enabling graveyards. So what do we do about that? And the answer is main deck Surgical Extraction, which is another thing I did recently on the channel. I played an Esper Delver deck that had main deck Surgical and tried to beat up its opponent's things and remove key cards and beat an opponent who was standing on 1 leg, basically. Which means that this deck just organically just happened to come through the queue and be a culmination of the rogue stuff I was trying and the surgical stuff I was trying, and it put both of them together. Also using opponent's graveyards, we have Reanimate, which can be more copies of our own creatures, or if we mellow over something spicy, we could just take it. And because this is designed off of a Maverick base, there's no force of will, there's no daze. We are thought seizing and using creatures and Zenith for planeswalkers like Grist to control the board and get incremental advantage over time. This looks like a blue deck because it has blue cards in it in Leovold, Edric, and Uro, and Baleful Strix. But no Brainstorm, no Ponder, no Force of Will, nothing like that. We're playing like a creature deck, even though we're representing counter spells that we totally don't have. And all of this in a Dark Ritual core, which I'm actually excited about because Dark Ritual Thoughtseize Dark Confidant is a cool start. Dark Ritual Oppo Agent is a cool start. Even Dark Ritual Green Sun Zenith for turn 2 Edric or Leovold. There's a lot of good places to put 3 black mana in this deck, and I'm excited to try it. This is a mad brew, and I'm here for it. Let's go try this. This is Albrecht's Rogues. I'm on the play in run 1 with no disruption. I have 2 removal spells. I can accelerate with Dryad Arbor, and Witherbloom Command can do stuff. I'm going to keep it. Snuff Out will be on. Because I guess I don't have to search for Bayou, but I want to. Yeah, I'm going to search for Bayou and go for the Zenith here. This looks like elves, which I kind of like, pretending I'm something different. If they spend a removal spell on Dryad Arbor, that clears the way for Dark Confidant. Ooh, we got a Force of Will pitching Force of Will. Hope that's not followed up by Wasteland, but let's go. That was pretty aggressive. Windswept Heath and Force of Will in the same deck. This is my kind of deck. Tell me about being banned. Unfortunately, by bluffing that I'm elves, or representing that I'm elves, it wasn't really a bluff, it was just a play that I had, but representing that I'm elves, they're going to be prioritizing removal, and they did not shuffle that Ponder. So I'm going to jam Dark Confidant and hope it's around next turn, though I doubt it will be against the Tundra deck. Tundra and Taiga. Alright, we've got a person of good taste over there, even though I'm currently mad at them for destroying all my stuff. Witherbloom Command kinda sucks. I can mill 3, maybe spike my Uro. I don't need a land drop here. Think I'm just gonna land go. I was very excited about this open, but having 3 removal spells in hand versus a control deck, not really where you want to be. Expressive Iteration, boring. Who designed this deck? Found their land drop off of EI, living the dream. I'm not going to fetch Dryad Arbor. I don't actually want that card in play now. Killing me. Killing me, Smalls. I guess I can cast one of these things. It's going to be in Drain and pick up 3 cards mode. And I am going to target myself with the mill. If I had a Surgical ready, I'd target them, because clipping Uro out of their deck might actually collapse their win cons. This is a deck that's going to have Minsc and Boo in it, though. I milled 3, including my Reanimate. And now they see Thieves Guild Enforcer. They know I'm on some BS here. Oh no, just snapping off the 4th mana. Don't do this to me. Ugh. Do I have any way to come back from this? Grist, I guess, can kill it. Yeah, I'll give myself 1 draw step to find Grist, or access to Grist here. Here's the Boo. I'm going to take 4 damage from it anyway, so I'll pay 4 life to kill it. Then I'm going to fetch Dryad Arbor now, because I'll need something to sacrifice to Grist to kill the Minsc and Boo. Dryad Arbor. Okay, Grist or Green Sun Zenith. Drawing to a 3-outer here. Elful Strix. Okay, this can still hit Grist. And I guess I should fetch first. Now, Dryad Arbor, or Zenith isn't good enough, but I could draw the actual Grist straight up. Just checking my deck for other answers here. There are not any. Blue-black. Actual Grist off the top. Let's go. Okay, and they have Force backup, which is not surprising with how hard they jammed that Minsc and Boo on 4. They didn't even think about Daze or Counterspell from my deck. Not that I have those, but they don't know that. A Plague Engineer on Hamster is important. Hydroblast is a big deal. Veil of Summer is whatever. Drown in the Lock might be good. I'm cutting these Snuff Outs. And I actually really like Surgical Extraction in this matchup. Witherbloom Command has basically no targets. Just boarding out all the cards I drew that game. That's usually a bad sign. Oppo Agent's great. Dark Confidant's great. I guess I'll split Hydro and Blue Blast. Just in case. How can I actually remove a creature from play? Because if they do stick an Uro or stick a Minsc and Boo before I'm ready to answer it, I would like to be able to do something about it. It's still Grist. Okay, Grist plugs up a lot of holes. I think one of the Strixes can come out. I'm just trying to make room in the deck now, and one of the Dark Rituals. I do want some explosive potential, but this isn't a matchup that you can just schmurder with a turn 1 play. Alrighty, here we go. Rogue Party. Let's see if the Delver hand works. This hand can put 6 cards in their graveyard very quickly and wasteland them twice, which are cards number 7 and 8 that end up in the graveyard, I hope. A Tundra and a Ponder. Okay, go for it. I want them to ponder before they know that I'm sticking a creature and they're going to mill 2. The mill 2 does clear the 2 cards under the top card on Ponder, but if they play around discard, they get hit with mill. Kind of a fun thing here. So they have technically seen the mill, but not seen the discard. They chose to shuffle. Okay, so this is just random. And end step, I think I want Bayou, or do I want Underground Sea? It has to be a black source. I think it is Bayou. Thieves, Guild Enforcer, Milled Force of Will, and Red Blast. Then I'm gonna Wasteland them and play another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Doing it right now. Let's get them. 8 cards in the graveyard. Delver time. Okay, this is a pretty strong start. We did mill an Uro, but they need 4 mana to do that. Taiga generally does not answer creatures like this. Carpet of Flowers doesn't matter. You'll find no help here. I fetched Bayou, remember? Wasteland, I'm just going to keep taking out mana sources and bash over life. Opponent's at 11. I've drawn a lot of lands here. Disappointed about that. If they start to stabilize, I'm in trouble. But if they miss this land drop, we're cooking. Yeah, sit down. Okay, now they know a little more about what my deck actually does. I don't think I'm changing anything. I'm not going to bring in Force of Vigor for Carpet of Flowers. It's not my life. Not how I live. I think it's just the same deck again. I have Leovold in my deck. Carpet of Flowers is a liability. Oh, this main deck Surgical. Although, now we're in game 3. It's not like it's a main deck Surgical anymore. They don't know that I had it in game 1. Ponder has occurred. I think I'm going to try to Zenith my way up to this Oppo Agent on turn 2. Rather than hit them with a mill. Oh, that's interesting. I could just Thoughtseize them now. I could also Thoughtseize them next turn. No, I'll just Thoughtseize now. That lets me double spell next turn. I can Thieves Guild Enforcer and Zenith. Swords of Plowshares, Force of Will. Okay. I'll take your Swords to Plowshares. I am likely to get Wastelanded here. Nothing I can do about that. Oh, they didn't Wasteland me. Okay. A lot of respect for what? The tempo nature of my deck. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to Surgical Swords to Plowshares. And that gets a look at their hand, and then I can see what's going to happen for the rest of this turn. If they drew a blue card or a green card, they can interact with this. Oh no, Kozilek's Return? Stop it. That's bad. That's why they didn't Wasteland me. We've got 2 Minskin Boost, 3 Kozilek's Returns. Jeez. Hate that. Bunch of Red Blasts for my deck that basically doesn't have blue cards in it. I like that. Kozilek's Return, though. I guess what I want to do here is play a single card that demands an immediate Kozilek's Return. And I'm going to fetch Bayou, so I keep black mana under me. And then Dark Confidant is the type of thing that you don't want in play for even 1 turn, so Kozilek's Return being an instant doesn't even matter here. Unless they draw Prismatic Ending, which I'll just be real bummed about. Getting the fetch on Scalding Tarn. They probably don't have a Plateau in the deck, but they do have Misty Rainforest. Yeah, they went for red, which means they're gonna K-return this turn. Yep, there's that. Okay. I'd love to draw a land right now and just be chilling. Okay, we're chilling. Okay, my opponent has Endurance, Misty Rainforest, Force of Will, and 1 mystery card. If I give them another draw step, that's another blue card they could have, but I can't just cut them off white right now with Oppo. Force or Bust. Yeah, I'm going to Oppo right now. Okay, we're in there on that. They don't have white mana and they can't fetch for it. They can cast Endurance with what they have. There's Misty. I'm just going to cast this Baleful Strix and threaten Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, Red Blast. That is a card that you had. That means I can attack, though. Cool. Get in there with that. And then I'll pass the turn. Okay, they're passing again. I'm going to Enforcer in the end step, and then I can Drown in the Lock, Endurance. We're in there on the Enforcer at milled 2, including a natural white source that was on top of the deck. I'll take that, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll play out Dryad Arbor, and because I know they have force backup, I don't want to get too squirrely with this Endurance. I think I'm just going to pass for now, and I'll drown in the lock Endurance if they flash it in end step. Counter target spell mode. Black blue. If they force back, this is a pretty good deal, but then they have a big body in play. Okay. Endurance is cleared. Don't draw another one of those Kozilek's returns, please. They have 7 cards in their graveyard. So if I Green Sun Zenith and they Force of Will it, that turns on my Thieves Guild Enforcer. I'm getting Leovold here. Leovold just survives Kozilek's return and is just anything they'd want to do here. Another Endurance is a blowout, but I'm not going to play around it. I got to push my advantage right now. Okay, so I survive K return. If they Wasteland me, if they cast a removal spell, if they play Carpet of Flowers, I start drawing cards. We're going to get a shame concession in 1 second. People forgot about this one. Yep, there we go. Narset, Hull Breacher, take all the credit. But yeah, Leovold, the original, the classic. Let's go. If you've ever wanted to learn how to play poker, there's no better way than PokerCoaching.com's Master the Fundamentals course, which I'm excited to give all of you for free. This course is separated into 19 short sections that will make sure you understand everything you need to know to play well and beat your friends. The first section is on the rules of the game, then you'll learn about hand ranges, equity, basic strategies, and a whole lot more. By the end of the course, you'll know everything you need to know in order to give you the best chance of success at No Limit Hold'em. Check out the link in the video description to PokerCoaching.com/free crash course. I'm on the draw in round 2, which is a bummer because I have Dark Ritual Oppo. I'm still keeping this hand, like snap keep, but let's hope they hang a fetch land out there for me to eat. Wooded Foothills, pass the turn, pass the turn. Oh yeah, give it to me. I'm gonna play Bayou and pass the turn. Crack that fetch. It's lunchtime, kids. Show me your deck, show me your hand, show me everything that there is to know about you. Actually, I don't know if I get to see their hand on Moto. I should in real life, but there's been a Moto bug where I don't get to see their hand for quite some time. Because I control them, and I get access to information that they have. Oh, good. They did fix it. All right, we're in some sort of Maverick mirror, where I stuck an Oppo agent. You have Swords to Plowshares, but no white. Let me have one of those white sources. How about that? I'll take Savannah out of your deck. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, but it doesn't keep the hand revealed for me. Bummer. All right. There was Swords to Plowshares, Knight of the Reliquary, Mazavith, Scavenging Ooze, and Taiga. They ripped a white source immediately. Great. All right. Fine. We can play the game, I guess. Boring. Right, this is a big Dark Confidant matchup. I'm excited about this Uro as well. The one of Uro in the Green Sun Zenith package. Relentless pummeling of my opponent here. I know their whole hand right now. It's Scavenging Ooze, Taiga, Knight, Maze. I guess I could have played that Savannah from Exile instead of this Underground Sea. It's there for next turn. It'll help me cast Uro. I didn't snap off the Surgical on Plow because I know they're drawing random. And I think I can do better. Should have Surgical Wooded Foothills, apparently. But Wooded Foothills was the draw. And this is going to be Scavenging Ooze, which is going to eat a Snuff out, probably. But we'll see how this goes. Because Uro is my plan, and there's just some main deck hate right there. Dark Confidant picks up a Baleful Strix, and I found a Witherbloom command. Witherbloom command doesn't help me just yet. I could attack with Bob, offer the trade, and then save Snuff out for Knight of the Reliquary. I'm actually really into that. Uro is a better engine than Bob is. He didn't fall for it. Fair enough. Savannah, Uro, they don't have green up. I don't have to be in a hurry to snuff out this Ooze. I can see what Uro does first. Uro offsetting the life loss of Bob and Snuff out and Surgical. Can I actually hit the land, though? Nope. Alright, Snuff out the Scavenging Ooze. Knight of the Reliquary is kind of a problem, and they do get to cast it here. Drawing that white source on the first turn, miserable. I don't have a lot of answers to a Knight of the Reliquary in the main. There's, I can put Baleful Strix in front of it, but that was one of my 2 snuff outs. There's the Knight, yep, 4/4 already. I can change the size of that. They do have 2 of the same land in their graveyard. I'd like to get Uro into play now, though. There it is. Well, not really, because I don't have enough cards in my graveyard. I can make Knight 1 toughness this turn. I'm going to attack with Bob. These Bob attacks are just the nuts. Oh, I should have Edric first, then they have to block. Okay, they're taking the block this turn. Sure. That's done. And then I want to Surgical Extraction. What else do I want to do this turn? Baleful Strix and Witherbloom Command. Those are all things they can do. Okay. Fetch. Need to get a blue source here. A Tropical Island. Surgical Extraction, your Wooded Foothills. Main deck Surgical. Actually a combat trick. Surprise. Maze of it, Green Sun Zenith. Alright, so they can Zenith for 2 next turn. What are the good hits? There's Collector Oof. Fauna Shaman, that's cool. Ignoble Hierarch. Scrib Ranger. And Outland Liberator. Okay. It's pretty mediocre, but if they get it up to 3, it's actually insane. Okay. Knight's dead. I could just jam Uro now. I did get there. Yeah, that's probably the play. Okay, Uro's in. That one out muscles, even 3 drops. I'm very excited next turn to trigger Edric off of Uro. I'm tingling with excitement. I guess they have Mazabeth, so that's unlikely. Stupid Mazabeth. Maybe I'll find a Wasteland. I do play a lot of them. But if they Zenith for 3 off the land that they may or may not have just drawn, then they can't Mazabeth. Maze has been deployed. I guess they're deciding if they want Fauna Shaman here. Scrib Ranger does have protection from Uro, kind of a backup plan for Mazabeth. But that one dies to Witherbloom Command. Catastrophically. Okay, cool. And drawing the fetch land first means that I'm guaranteed a land to recover with Witherbloom Command and put into play with Uro. Witherbloom Command. Target player mills 3. Target creature gets -3/-1. I mill 3. Your creature dies. Black, green. I'll pick up the Misty Rainforest. And I don't need to Edric here. I can Zenith for Leovold second main. Or just play 2 Strixes. Let's see what happens. Another Surgical, let's go. If they didn't even bother to maze, they're like, fuck it. That's the energy I'm looking for in an opponent. I'm going to fetch another Tropical Island, and I want Leovold in play. Anything they can do that would stabilize or make me unhappy, Leovold usually fixes. I think Leovold's better than Grist. Because if they Mazabeth, I draw a card. Sylvan Library's a dead draw now. This might have been the time to Surgical Plow, though. Even though it draws me a card, it would be kind of annoying if they plow here. Hard to believe this is a Rogues deck, right? I'm just mid-range bug stuff with Uro and Leovold. We'll get him with the other hand next game. Noble Hierarch, right on time. And some other card. Zenith for 1. Yep. We're getting another Hierarch. Yep. Both Noble and Ignoble bloodlines here. Both of which died to Witherbloom Command. Okay, Witherbloom Command. I'm going to take out the Ignoble. Or no, the Noble. Yeah, I'm more worried about white mana than red here. I mill, kill your creature. Black green. Love to find Wasteland, and I did. Wasteland takes out the maze. Not that they used it when they had the chance. And it's Edric time. Oh, they don't even want to see my Edric? Come on. Let me do it. Okay, Plague Engineer coming in. Ground on the Lock looks pretty good. Outland Liberator could blow up a Sylvan Library. Sudden Edict, just play the control deck here. I don't actually think Surgical is a big deal against their deck. It was useful that game, but that's not actually how I want to approach this matchup. in the Maverick mirror here that we find ourselves in. I think Reanimate's dope, though. Left Out's great. Oppo's great. Ice Fang Coatl can chill. One of the Thoughtseizes can chill, and Dark Ritual is really good. But I think it can still chill. Let's go. Could bring in Hydroblast out of suspicion of Minsc and Boo. Okay, I have a 1-lander, but the 1 land casts Dark Ritual and Opposition Agent. What are the odds I have it twice in a row, opponent? Keep. Pass the turn. Learn nothing. I can't possibly have it twice. Bummer. They figured it out. Ignoble Hierarch. Yes. Ooh, Thoughtseize is tempting, but I'm going to pass. I guess Dark Ritual for Thoughtseize, Dark Confidant there was pretty reasonable. Yeah, I might be getting greedy with this Opposition Agent. Just hoping they slam a Green Sun Zenith. I'm just attacking me for 1. I mean, I could still block this. An Opposition Agent still functions, but if they have Swords of Plowshares, that's bad. Yeah, whatever. I signed up for this. Gonna get Bayou and do the thing. I can reanimate it if they kill it. But I guess Swords would exile it, not kill it. Block. Well, we got a mana source off this Opposition Agent one way or the other. And I drew one of my own. Magic's easy. I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent and then maybe reanimate a cool creature. Thoughtseize. Oh my god, you've got a Questing Beast for me? Don't mind if I do. Their hand is Leyline of the Void, which they obviously drew this turn. Mazavith, which Questing Beast turns off. And a Minsc and Boo they're never going to cast before they're dead. Back with all my creatures. They have a very short lifespan over there. There's the Wasteland. Oh, did you draw a real card? Knight of the Reliquary. It's a 3/3. Okay. Fine. You want to trade Opposition Agent for that? Because I'm in. Let's go, let's go. This Knight represents Minsc and Boo next turn. Well, I guess it doesn't do anything with Oppo in play anyway, so yeah, that's fine. Minsc and Boo could arrive next turn. Do I want Baleful Strix or Dark Confidant? I think I want Confidant. And pass the turn. They know Wasteland's live now. There's the Maze. That's good news. 1 mystery card in their hand. And they're afraid to waste me because Minsc and Boo is a 4-drop. Hit my land. Let's put them to 2 here, unless they drew a removal spell. One of the many words on Questing Beast is damage can't be prevented this turn, so they're about to take 6 even though they mazed. What an amazing interaction. You're at 2. Is there a 2-drop I want a Zenith for? I boarded out Coatl, so no. I guess I'll play Grist and just enjoy the ride. Tropical Island, round out the colors. And Grist, make an insect. And I'll pass the turn. Feeling good about this one, team. Sorry to team kill the Maverick community here, but that was a slaughter. On to round 3. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the draw against Unrealistic, who is a person I've played against recently, and I'm getting combo memory. I'm going to keep. I've got main deck Surgical and Thieves Guild Enforcer to poke holes. All right, combo confirmed. What flavor are we? Lion's Eye Diamond. Are we just taking a spin right away? Gamble. Echo. If they pass priority, I'm going to blow them out, but of course they did not. All right, what card do I want to take out of their deck? Probably Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, it's tough to win without that card in your Echo of Eon strategy. I'll have those, please. Yeah, this is the Epic Gamble. 2 defense grids. Too late for those. Veil of Summer doesn't stop me. Okay. I've got 3 Surgical Extractions I can draw 2 here. And continue gutting the playable pieces out of their deck. I did draw one of them. Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox. The Galvanic Relay is enormous here. If they find that. Imprinted a Galvanic Relay, which they could have cast. That's terrifying. So I might just die here to Burning Wish. Okay, different Relay is the play. Manamorphose, Defense Grid, Mox Opal, Shatter Skull, Mana Confluence, Ancient Tomb, Rite of Flame, Mox Opal, Mox Opal. Pretty anemic, honestly. But not like I'm doing anything great over here myself. Black Source turns on Thoughtseize, which is probably better than Wasteland. So if I have to Wasteland, at least I have a play. Crushing disappointment here. Black Source would have given me Opposition Agent. That's the only play I've got, though. Alright, I can't draw Black Source and Dark Ritual, but having a Black Source would have done it. I can extract Relays at some point up their Storm Chain. Because Relay is a sorcery. If they lead on Defense Grid, I guess I just have to snap it off, though. Rite of Flame. I could also exile Rite of Flame, making future Rite of Flames worse. Anamorphose, go ahead. Looks like they're either not ready or not interested in Defense Grid. Just 3 Opals in exile. There's the first of the 3 Opals. There's the Defense Grid. Now it's time to take out the Galvanic Relays and hope that I haven't just built Storm for them to kill me with. It reduces my life total and adds a Storm, so Tendrils can get 2 smaller, which I think I just enabled. They have the Burning Wish, so yeah, I'm dead. They have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. They only need 6 to execute this. Plenty of Storm. I assume they can just wish for Tendrils, but I will make them do it. There's the Wish. And there's the Tendrils. You got me. Old Chicken Tendrils. Force of Vigor comes in. Collector Roof, Veil of Summer, Outland Liberator, Drown in the Lock, Fluster Storm, all the Hydroblasts. Yeah, this is a pretty heavy sideboard. It's as if I knew in my heart of hearts that combo would be a problem. Grist, Snuff Out, Reanimate, all those can go. Edric doesn't really matter. Uro doesn't matter. Witherbloom Command's actually sick. It destroys basically every permanent in their deck. Icefang Quaddle can go. Oppo, yeah, Baleful Strix too slow as well. Okay, this is my plan. On the play with Blue Blast, I am going to keep this, but unfortunately I have to lead on Tropical Island. I think Blue Blast is more important than Veil of Summer, because that can hit Gamble. I wish I had a fetch land. Okay, I will give up on Thieves' Gold Enforcer to maximize not dying this turn, and I can figure out how to start attacking next turn. Right, we just had tap land go. Bummer. Should have went for it. You should not have gone for it there. I'm just goofing, because they didn't have anything, but I think maximizing not being dead against the turn 1 make you dead deck is very important. Anamorphose. I could just brick this. And then they don't get off the ground with anything. Yeah, I'll attack that. I can still Veil of Summer this turn and flash in my attacker. They are kind of a graveyard deck, so milling them's not free. Romox and Bergie. Through the land, that's great. That lets me cast Dark Confidant and still hold up Veil of Summer for the turn. Deeply interested in that. Mana Confluence from the opponent. Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. LED. Gamble. Veil of Summer ended up in the graveyard. That's probably not what they gambled for. Galvanic Relay, sure. We've got Bauble. Rite of Flame. Burning Wish. Defense Grid. And Wish in exile. Do those kill me on their own? Probably not with Veil up. It's gotta hope to find a different green card to force a figure. Our Confidant found Drown in the Lock. That's not bad. Okay. I will... Actually, Drown in the Lock doesn't really help. Or it gives me Drown plus Veil, which isn't bad. Okay. Back for 3. I can Drown the Defense Grid and then hold up Veil afterwards. Unfortunately, they saw the Drown, so they know I got that. Rite of Flame. Defense grid, I will drown in the lock. Blue, black. Leaving up exactly green, which is exactly a Veil of Summer, which is conveniently what I've got. They could Burning Wish for Echo here instead of going for Tendrils. Oh, there were 2 Echoes in the graveyard. Got it. I will be Veiling in response to an Echo. And at least turn off Tendrils as a win. Okay. Shuffle my stuff away. And I drew nothing of note, so let's hope that they can't Grape Shot me. They still have Wish and Burning Wish in exile, waiting to be deployed. I did not bring in answers to empty the Warrens. I was just already bringing in 11 cards. Bergy. Hate that for me. This is Infinity Zillion mana. Rate of Flame. Anamorphose. Mox Opal. 6 mana in the pool. They can hardcast Echo, which would be in their graveyard to cast again. They wished for Peer into the Abyss. Okie dokie. It seems likely they can Grape Shot me from here. It does put them to 3, where double Witherbloom Command is lethal. Lotus Petal and Defense Grid. Defense Grid means I can F6 and just enjoy the ride. Here's Wish. And there's Grape Shot. Got me. Yeah, I didn't come out fast enough. My hand had like kind of fair interaction and not the sort of Dark Ritual, Greens and Zenith for Collector Oof kind of thing that I really needed. We made a little bit of a fight out of it, but yeah, they got there. On to the next one. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play for round 4 with a tragic 0-lander with a turn 1 oppo. Gonna mulligan it. Okay, land with a bunch of Thoughtseizes. I keep these. I'll send oppo to the bottom just as my most expensive card. Let's see what my opponent's cooking with. And I am going to fetch Bayou first. Bayou casts Witherbloom Command, which gets my next land drops lined up. Okay, we've got some sort of Karn Stompy deck. I'm going to take the Chalice this turn. I'll take the Karn next turn, and then hope that we just fart around for a while. Urza Saga was a really good draw. Lotus Petal. I did rip my land. Unfortunately, I still need to invest in... Oh wait, no. If I destroy Lotus Petal, then they can't cast Karn next turn. Yeah, okay. Target player mills 3, that's me. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent, that's Lotus Petal. Because Witherbloom Command has 2 targets, even if they pop Lotus Petal, the command doesn't fizzle. And I'll get back this Misty Rainforest and pass the turn. Next turn, I can Thoughtseize Karn and play Bob. And then from there, we gotta figure out how to beat the constructs. Thoughtseize first. Oh god, Urza's in there. Alright, well, I'm still taking Karn. This deck is awesome, though. Then Underground Sea, Dark Confidant. I have to imagine there's a Mox Opal in their deck they can tutor up with Saga to start turning on blue. Baleful Strix can trade with one of these constructs, and then we got to figure out what's going on after that. Lion's Eye Diamond was the get. Did you draw Echo this turn? Jesus, you did? You drew Echo like this draw step? Give me a break. Alright, it's fine. I ripped Surgical. I have Edric. Probably just dead, but here we go. It was a good draw. 2 Chalices and another Echo in the graveyard. Okay, cool. I can take their Echoes or take their Chalices as I see fit. I'm going to take this hit from Construct. And then I will begin my turn. Bob, hit a land, please. Witherbloom Command. Not a land. Not really. And Thoughtseize. No lands in 9 cards. That's unfortunate. No removal spells in 9 cards either. I could get an Urza off of them with either Thoughtseize or the Mill Rogue. I'm going to start with a Thoughtseize. Playing fast and loose with my life total here. But what are you cooking with? Emery and Hull Breacher. Does Emery help me? I don't think so. Does Hull Breacher hurt me? Not really. Okay, I'll take the Karn. And then what? I could Witherbloom Command to gain life and try to hit my land drop. Thieves Guild Enforcer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will not have Death Touch next turn. And they have Emery available. Yeah, this was just a pretty tough beat, honestly. Guess I will Zenith for Riot Arbor and save my Flash Rogue. Don't need a Surgical right away, that's not important. You saw Witherbloom Command at random from my hand. Emery's gonna try to do something here. Also the Void from hand, that's annoying. A Thieves Guild Enforcer, flash that in. Mox Opals in the graveyard. I'm gonna Surgical, I think Urza's Bauble. So Mox Opal gives them blue mana. Yeah, I'll take the Opal. Yeah, they already had Cavern, so they can shove Hull Breacher. I'm basically just dead here. Taking the Opal gives me the wrong number of cards in their graveyard. Oh, yes, they played a land. That turns on my Death Touch Rogue. Give it to me. Chalice on 1, Chalice on 2. Fair enough. And that also turns off the Rogue again. Now we can't possibly win. If I block, and these cards don't go to the graveyard, so a group block doesn't really help, but I can't go to 1 either. Alright, Dark Confidant, try your best, and then we'll concede. I went to 1 on a Snuff Out. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. I needed my opponent not to rip a draw 7 as soon as I thought seize them. After that, it's all garbage time. Collector Oof, Force of Vigor, come on in. Outland Liberator. Drown. Do I want Sudden Edict? I don't think so. I don't think I want random Death Touch creatures either. I don't want Edric. Grist is good. Witherbloom Command's good. Waddle can go. They are a Chalice of the Void deck, which I hate. Snuff Out is good. Surgical is not bad. I don't want 3 of them, though. Dark Ritual's a little risky against the Chalice of the Void strat. Just back off it a little bit. Do I think this is going to get into Uro grinding? It might, and my life total is a resource. Reanimate's interesting if I can take an Urza, but I still think I'm going to back off one of those. And they don't really do much deck searching. Yeah, they're not a fetch land deck at all, actually. It's just Urza Saga that does searching. Yeah, maybe I'll bring a Reanimate back in. Let's do it like that. Try to cheese you with your own Urza. I will keep this hand. It's got Force of Vigor. That's rule number 1. I'm just going to Underground Sea and pass. Jam the Enforcer this turn. And hopefully just get to work. Bobble. Bobble. Lion's Eye Diamond. And they're just passing the turn with that. I will enforce the Thieves Guild. Please just mill Urza and pay out this Reanimate. That's all I want in life. Dismember Force of Will. Not really what I was looking for. Bobbled the top of my deck. Please be Collector Roof. Uro. Okay. I don't hate Uro. That's a green card I don't mind pitching. I'll attack with my Enforcer. Now is the hard part of, do I just cut out these Lion's Eye Diamond in their upkeep before they can echo with it? Just saw the Uro again with the other bauble. The Chalice is such a problem, but if they echo here, I don't really have a play for it. Phenomena. If they just shove Hull Breacher, then echo here, I'm in the garbage. Alright, glad I didn't force, because they have a second LED. Urza. That's a powerful card. If I don't force now, they'll get 2 extra mana. Do I think 8 mana does anything that 4 doesn't, or that 6 doesn't? I don't know. Off we go. Okay, in the end step, I am definitely forcing these 2 LEDs. Maybe I should have targeted Construct, because if I Zenith for Oof, like I'm planning this turn, I don't care about LED anyway. Okay, Force of Will pitching Thought Monitor. The best of all outcomes. Another Enforcer. Exactly what I'm looking for. I think I want Bayou here. There's no double blue in the deck. There's only one blue card even in the deck. Yeah, I want Bayou. And then Zenith. I still got to figure out this construct that could get pretty big, but they're down to one card in hand. Collector Oof shuts off a lot of their engines. And my rogues will have Death Touch next turn. But yeah, my Force of Vigor definitely should have targeted Construct and LED. Because it either resolves and Construct is the problem, or they force it either way, and it doesn't matter. Karn, cool. You could also simply lose to this card if they get the Liquid Metal Coating. Oh, I guess they can't activate Liquid Metal Coating, so I don't care about that. Nobody can activate artifacts right now. It's the rules. If they jam Mycosynth Lattice, it's just mutually assured destruction. Nobody can activate anything, and it's just whatever's on board wins the game. But Construct is very large, if that's true. They are making a wish. Mox Opal, that doesn't work. It makes Construct larger. I mean, it's a Mox Sapphire still with Urza. They have that going on. They are representing 3 mana right now, which could cast Hull Breacher. There's Opal. And are you attacking? Nope. Grist the Hunger Tide. That does kill Karn, but then it dies immediately. I think I want to attack Karn with Thieves Guild Enforcer. And then I can flash in the other one. And we'll just either take the trade or eat the Planeswalker. Okay, they're offering the trade. Play the other Enforcer, mill you for 4, hope to hit another Urza, and then I have an Urza. Said I've hit nothing at all. Fair enough. I could reanimate my own Thieves Guild Enforcer, but I don't think that actually does anything helpful. Okay, I'm just going to pass with a Death Touch creature in play and Collector Roof. Chalice on 1. Okay. Are we activating Urza, or do we have another play? Loaded 5. Alright, yeah. Sky Sovereign's fucked up. You got me there. Good news, though. Uh-oh. Oh, wait. Your last card in hand was Echo? Give me a break. Jesus Christ! Alright. That certainly occurred. I'm gonna snuff Urza before they could start floating mana on all these baubles and shit. Okay, Urza's gone. Urza Saga is here. Emery. That turns on Drown in the lock, which is ironic because that's where she lives. Bobbling Me reveals Thoughtseize at random. Baleful Strix. Okay. I need to kill Chalice. And I don't think I want to mill my opponent. I could fetch to guarantee I get paid. I could Thoughtseize them, or I can't Thoughtseize first. Correct. I need to Witherbloom command first before I do anything else. If I mill them, my rogue is on. But it also turns on Emery. I think that's fine. Target player mills 3. Oh, fuck. I should have just used my fetch land. Now I don't get the land. I could have guaranteed the land. I am bad. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Alright. Wait. Can I just cancel this? Yeah. Oh, no. The problem isn't Witherbloom command. It was my land drop. Stupid. Okay. Target player mills 3 and destroy Chalice of the Void. You mill 3, destroy Chalice. Black, green. And then I can attack Karn. They're done with Karn. Karn is dead. Long live Karn. And Chalice of the Void's in the graveyard. I guess I just kill Emery now. Next turn, they can make a construct and immediately crew Sky Sovereign. Yeah, I'm just very dead here. Karn. This can animate Sky Sovereign, and they don't even have to make a construct. Yep. Opal from hand, make a construct. Construct, crew, Sky Sovereign. Haven't even used Karn yet. They could also just lattice me right now. Okay. This opponent was very good at having Echo of Eons as their last mystery card in hand. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. And we're here in the final round. This league started off strong against fair decks, then we got dumpstered by 2 Lion's Eye Diamond decks in a row. Now, I have a Dark Ritual that doesn't cast the spells in my hand. Is turn 2 Strix where I want to be? No, I'm kind of a stompy deck. Alright. This one is actually way better because this is turn 2 Leovold. Gonna bottom Tropical Island and just play Misty and pass. I'm not gonna get Dryad Arbor, I don't care about that. I'm going straight for the Gusto. Scalding Tarn. I hate when my opponent plays blue lands. Just trying to resolve a 2-for-1. A 1-for-2, in fact. Okay, that actually changes my plan a little bit. Now I don't have to commit to this crazy 2-for-1 that just goes blown out by days. I can slow down a little bit. And we'll see what Thieves Guild Enforcer does against their deck. A Plains, huh? Let's have a peek at what else is in this deck. Enforcer. Milieu for 2. Force of Will and Minor Misstep are both in this deck. Okay. Bad news for me. Good news is, if I Surgical Force of Will, I'll know what's in their hand, and if my thing's gonna work. Surgical your Force of Wills. And if they Minor Misstep the Surgical, then that's a Minor Misstep they don't have for Dark Ritual. Force of Will. They decided exiling Force of Negation and losing 1 life was worth more than me seeing their whole hand. Sweet. I'll attack for 1. The Milieu then Surgical your cards plan officially has 1 casualty to its name. Dark Ritual. Are we going to see a Minor Misstep? Nope, we're going to see a Zenith for Leovold. And I just got 2 pitch counters out of their hand, unless they play a lot of these. And Leovold is the obvious one. Grist is harder to kill, but no, it's Leovold. I love Leovold. If they were sitting on a Brainstorm or Ponder to get this hand where they wanted to go, this is a blowout. If they just have Swords of Plowshares, it's fine. I draw a card on the way through. Arid Mesa. And passing the turn. Another one of those, huh? I think I'm going to Zenith pre-combat for Edric. And just try to go for the blowout here. The real blowout is when they blind Terminus me in combat. Edric, the Spy Master, who is a rogue, milled 2. Milled Mountain. Okay. So this is Jeskai, not Bant. Don't have to worry about running into Endurance in combat here. Allowing Edric before combat while leaving Leovold on the field. You love to see it. That was going to be good for cards no matter what. Snuff Out, not exactly inspiring versus this deck. That's only going to matter if they're a Mentor build or a Hull Breacher build. If they're just some kind of Jeskai Supreme Verdict deck. Oh no. I'm going to get Supreme Verdicted. Yeah, they are certainly cracking fetches like they have a spell to cast. Oh no, I was so excited. Don't do this to me. Yep, this looks like Supreme Verdict all day, every day. Okay, now I need a spell. We were doing good for a minute there. That's not a spell. I'm going to take out this Volcanic Island immediately. Play my Trop and pass. The responsible part of my brain said get Uro last turn, not Edric, but the part that wants to do exciting rogue stuff is now in trouble. Please cast Monastery Mentor. Just let me do something here. Zenith for Uro here is good. Zenith for Grist might even be better. They did shuffle the Ponder, then they have another Ponder, which they can't shuffle on purpose unless they find a fetch land off the Ponder. But they've already played Volk this turn, so this has to be just a down and dirty nasty Ponder. Did not shuffle it though. Green Sun Zenith, please. Hate you. Yeah, off to a good start, and then just obliterated by a main deck Wrath. DI. Continued obliteration. Found a land. They are fetching it quickly. Please cast Mentor or Hull Breacher. Something that dies to Snuff Out would be great. Can't cast Narset with this mana. You can cast a Fairy. You can also Ponder. That's allowed. I'm on deck. Green Sun Zenith. And this is why people don't play Maverick. Normally I'd be very excited to be drawing like even a Ponder or Brainstorm could get me right back into this game. How many times have I said that on the channel? Guess what? My deck does not contain. I'm going to wait on this Surgical. If they do have Mentor or Timeless Dragon as their win condition, those are both things I would like to remove in their entireties. Narset sucks ass. Narset activation finds. Am I about to get my day undone? Teferi. Okay. Nope, it's just getting worse. There's not a Teferi in the graveyard for me to consume currently. Ooh, okay. He walked into this one. I'll conserve the life points. I'll take those. That's the one I was going to extract that in response to Teferi anyway. Snapcaster Mage. What are your win conditions? 3 Mentors. And 1 Shark Typhoon, 2 Snapcaster. Okay. It's unfortunate they drew their cards in the order that they drew them. I do have a Dryad Arbor I could fetch and start attacking these Planeswalkers. Hope they just minus Teferi for funsies. Cool. And they did. Dryad Arbor can at least kill one of these things. Dr. Ayed, I presume. Ooh. Okay. I think I need to clear the Teferi, even though the chaining Narsets is much more scary to me. I'll kill the thing I can kill. Thieves Guild Enforcer is a 3/2 next turn, so I know they have Snapcaster. So it's not the most helpful thing. Come on! Another one of these, and this one with the cool art. I'm outraged. It's an outrage. Okay, I mean, I'll play my Enforcer, because it's not really getting better. I know that their hand can answer it cleanly and immediately. What's my plan here? Mill the Days Undoing, and then draw Surgical, and then they can't answer it? It's not a good plan. Ooh, they bounced the Enforcer. That's my win condition. Yeah, you can't Prismatic Ending a Dryad Arbor. You can Snap Plow it. Okay, I'll begin my turn. Misty Rainforest sucks. I'm going to attack Teferi. That's the one that's turning off my Thieves Guild Enforcer. The Narset's already on little mode, and I know they have another one. Attacking that's just a personal favor to them. A solid play here would just be Snapcaster, block, and float the Source of Plowshares in the graveyard. Okay, they're just banging off the plow right now on the Dryad Arbor. Sure. In that case, I will play Thieves Guild Enforcer, mill you for 2. I know they have Prismatic Ending. It's fine. Another plow hit the graveyard. And I will spend my mana points to pay the iron price on Snuff Out. They're not going to play Days. And if I get into a Mentor battle, I'm going to want my life points. I'm also going to want that Snuff Out for Mentor, but I can't just bleed out to Snapcaster while they look for one. Here's the new Narset. There's not many cards left in their deck. Narset is now looking at a full 1/5 of their deck, and there's a Days Undoing in there somewhere. Another Narset was the find. Plus Teferi means that Prismatic Ending is an instant, but they might as well just do it now. Why not? And Daddy needs a Green Sun Zenith. I don't even know what Green Sun Zenith is good for here. Like, Leovold's gone, Edric's gone, Uro doesn't draw cards. Grist, I guess, is the get. This game would have been pretty different the whole time if I had just gotten Grist instead of Edric on that one combat. Come on. Alright, I'll play my land, because we're at the phase of the game where they're likely to Days Undoing. They have 2 Narset activations and a fetch, and they don't have that many cards in their deck. Swords of Plowshares. Monastery Mentor. Yeah, 3 of the 16 cards left in their deck were Monastery Mentors. Don't like those odds. Narset triggers Mentor, activates to find. Just show me the Days Undoing so I can scoop. I think I can scoop anyway. There's not a way back into this. Okay. Plague Engineer hits Monks. Brown on the Lock can tangle with the various Planeswalkers. I don't want Snuff Out. The Surgical I actually kind of like. The Mill plus Surgical strat. I don't want Reanimate. And taking a Mentor is cool, but I don't think that's where I want to be. Flusterstorm's not great. Hydroblast isn't great. Witherbloom Command also not great. That just doesn't do anything. And Sudden Edict can wipe out a Mentor before it makes any additional friends. And this deck could have Blood Moon in it. Do I care about that enough to bring in Outland Liberator? Probably. And what do I cut? Is it Baleful Strix? Maybe one of the Dark Rituals. As much as I'd like to open strong, Dark Ritual is just such a dead draw against these grindy control decks. I'll keep this. It's not exactly awe-inspiring, but it's solid. I'm going to play Prismatic Vista. I can fetch blue-black and play on basics. Don't have to worry about Back to Basics or Blood Moon for a while. Or Ruination, or whatever it is that this version is on. And I am going to just fetch now. I don't want to draw that island by accident, and then actually be unable to cast Baleful Strix. Right, big Strixie. Go. Get him. Zenith, cool. Ooh. Unfortunately, that does represent Pyroblast, which is a card I don't really want to play into, but also it doesn't represent white mana, so if Edric can connect here, this is the spot for it. Stupid. And I will attack with my Strix. I can Zenith for Leo next turn. There's the white mana. Or maybe I learned my lesson in Zenith for Grist this time. But also just play another Strix. I'm going to attack with my Strix first, and then they can decide how they feel about my Zenith. Oh, what is this aggressive fetching? Or just Shark Typhooning? Okay, I'm totally okay with that. Okay, we trade Strix for Shark. Everybody's even on cards from that, and then Zenith for 3. If this resolves, I actually think I want Grist. Though Uro's really intriguing in this spot too. Maybe I'm supposed to Surgical Shark Typhoon before I do this, and then I know what to play around. I'm actually going to get Uro. I have a land drop to make. This cashes out the card right now. And then it lets me move into the Question Surgical zone next turn. And drawing Thieves Guild Enforcer is cool. Now I can play that right now, mill them for some more, and see what's going on over there. Blusterstorm, okay. Nothing I need a Surgical yet. They've got a Scalding Tarn and a 4th mana source. Monastery Mentor. I guess if I'm going to extract, I want to do it now. In case they fight over it. I'm going to... Actually, no, the opposite. I'm going to let this resolve because they have white mana in the pool. If they Swords to Plowshares or Prismatic Ending, that's what I want to get rid of. And I can mop up Monk tokens. That's not my problem right now. And if they Force of Will my Surgical, good for you. And now I can just wait till my own turn and do it there. For basically the same effect. Ooh, the old Wasteland Tundra trick. I'm going to Surgical Prismatic Ending. And then have a good look at their hand. Another Mentor. Okay. There is Blood Moon in this deck. There's 1 Day's Undoing. We're up to 4 Mentors now. I thought they had 3 in the main. They might have boarded 1 in. There's 1 other Pyroblast. Ways to actually win are the 4 Mentors. EI. If I Wasteland, they can't EI. Okay. Right, minor misstep. What does that do? I'm going to Uro first. Blue, green. Blue, green. My deck doesn't have any recursive elements. Or I guess I have Witherbloom Command. But I would be pointing that at Wasteland anyway. If I spike a blue source now, I could play Strix also. But I did not. I'm going to Wasteland their red and hope that they just don't do anything on this next turn. You can play a second Mentor, then start to die to Uro. That's what I want out of you, opponent. I should have done a red source count, actually, when I was in the deck. Oh no, white mana. Please just cast Mentor. Don't cast Swords of Plowshares. I'll lose my mind. Okay, second Mentor. Scary stuff. Alright, now I have Drown in the Lockup to protect the rest of my plays. Plague Engineer. Name Monk. I feel like a traitor, but it must be done. Monk. And I guess I'll play my land, because if Uro draws a land, it just comes in anyway. There's no sequencing tricks for that. And Dark Confidant. Okay. I'm not going to play Strix pre-combat to get 1 card deeper to find the land, because Drown in the Lock is the more important card right now. No attacks. No plays. Yeah, blue-black. I'll start with a Strix here. Want to know what's going on for the rest of the turn. Another Wasteland. Cool. I will poke that at them. See if they care about it. Voting blue, and then I'll just go to combat. I'm not going to attack with Plague Engineer, because if they have any instant, if their mystery card in hand is any instant, they can trade one mentor for Plague Engineer, then that unlocks the other mentor to stabilize the game. And it doesn't even have to resolve, and I don't want to use my Drown in the Lock on that. Robert Confidantis, get in there. Their best draw right now is Supreme Verdict, which wipes out half of their win conditions, but it does stabilize the game for them. Swords to Plowshares on Plague Engineer, fascinating. I'm going to counter that. Get Underground Sea and drown it in the lock. And that's all I can do this turn. Hope it's enough. I know 2 of their 3 cards are dead. What's the last one? Snapcaster Mage, okay. Swords to Plowshares. This one has to go after Uro, right? I don't think there's another outcome here. Yeah, they didn't attack, because I have Death Touch creatures. What's the point? Okay, so they still think that having Mentor in play is better than answering my Uro. Yeah, they're pretty far behind to make a call like that, but I'll indulge it. Oh, Edric time? Or is it Grist time? Something time. I'm just going to cast it and then make a decision. I think it's going to be Edric, though. Yeah, I know their hand that can't interact. Is anything lethal right now? Grist? No. Oh, wait. My Edric, I already did that this game. I'll just get Leovold. And then attack with Strix and Uro. I'm not giving them an easy lunch on Snapcaster Mage. Trading for Bob, that is. And I think I do want to just go balls out here. If they draw exactly Supreme Verdict, I am back on Uro as my only out, but I'm still ahead in that situation. And if they don't draw exactly Supreme Verdict, these Confidants are going to go nuts. They drew Swords of Plowshares. They keep drawing good cards here. This one's targeting Uro. I draw for Leovold. Yes, please. 2 Dark Rituals. Great. That's why I boarded one of these out, because when you draw them at times like this, it's very bad. And no attacks. I'm at 36. I'm not worried about Bob killing me. There is another Plague Engineer in my deck somewhere. Okay, I think it's time for Grist. Green Sun Zenith. 1, 2, 3. Get Grist the Hunger Tide. Fetch my Dryad Arbor. Dryad Arbor into play. Minus Grist. Destroy Monastery Mentor. Sacking Dryad Arbor. Okay, do I have forced blocks here? They could double block Leovold and go to 1. And they lose Mentor no matter what. Yeah, I think getting Mentor out of play is the most important thing I can do this turn, even if it costs me Leovold. Like, they can double block Leo now, or chump block Leo and try to keep Mentor around, go to 1. Okay, they just bet on Mentor. Go for it. I have Opposition Agent. Please draw a fetch land. Get excited about it. Expressive Iteration, and then die. Yeah, okay. 1 more to go. 1 more to go. Confirmed Monastery Mentor. I mean, we knew that, but in high numbers, the Plague Engineer is good. Sudden Edict. I think that's a mistake. I'm going back to Snuff Out, because if I have Edict on the first monk, then it's good. If I have Edict after they have even 1 monk token, it's horrible. Turn 1 Plague Engineer. I am going to keep this hand. I wish Dark Ritual was doing a little more. Thoughtseize is the nuts here. If they fetch a non-basic, they're going to Wasteland Town. They did not do that. And we know they're a Blood Moon deck, so makes sense. On Thoughtseize. Did not shuffle. And I'll also take an Oppo Agent. Oh my god, the nuts. Give it to me. Right, let's see how many answers this Jeskai deck has in their opening hand. Probably a lot, because that's what Jeskai does. Wow, their hand sucks. I will take this Brainstorm and play Dark Confidant. Their hand is 4 lands and Mentor. Okay. Please don't have Swords to Plowshares on top. They did not shuffle the Ponder last turn. Boo. Ha. Ha 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 ha. I'll get Tropical Island here, because that's the 2 colors that my swamp doesn't make. Always had it. Wasn't worried. Now they're drawing random, and I have the soft answer to Mentor in my hand already. Doesn't answer the Mentor itself. Okay, they went for pondering, digging for an answer rather than jamming Mentor. That makes sense. Any colored source in the deck gets Leovold into play this turn. They didn't shuffle. The removal. Ponder deck is cheat. Ponder decks are cheating. I hate them so much. That's not true. I lied. I love Ponder decks, and I'm about to shove Leo. I think I just want to get my basic forest. Blue is very much my splash color here. And they're still treading water. They're going to have to draw another removal spell off the top 3 turns in a row, and they can't cantrip into this one. But if they do have Swords of Plowshares in their hand to go Mentor Plow right now, I am very sad. Okay, there's Mentor. And Plague Engineer on Monk time. Plague Engineer on Monk. And I'm going to sandbag this Wasteland. When they fetch their Volcanic Island, I want to cut it out from under them. Okay, let's go. I've got my hooks in. It's a fragile house of cards that I hope I can deliver on, but here it is. A Supreme Verdict is awful, but anything else I can continue to play through. Basic Mountain. Well, I mean, that's a bad card for them to have. They have Scalding Tarn and 1 mystery card in their hand right now. Oh, Snuff Out. This gives me all kinds of life. And now I can attack fearlessly. Even Snapcaster Mage, I can just blow it out. Shark Typhoon, I have that covered. A Snapcaster. They target Plow. Oh, they want to go to blocks first. Okay. Yeah, let's go to blocks first. Okay, Snapcaster. I will snuff this out, paying the life. Snapcaster blocked the Plague Engineer. They're trying to sweep my board, but now they have to choose if they ever want monks or if they want to clear Leo. And either way, if they plow now, they don't get this first monk. Leo or plow targeting the Plague Engineer. They're very worried about that, and I am excited about Leovold. I will draw a card, and it's Thieves Guild Enforcer. I don't think that helps me right now, but it's cool. Okay. So Leovold connects here. Snapcaster dies. Now it's Monastery Mentor versus everything else that's going on. I will drop the Wasteland, might as well. I'm going to hang off the Thieves Guild Enforcer, though. If I can ambush the Mentor with this, I will. Ponder, would you like to look at the top 3 cards of your deck? And then I can mill it if you decide to keep it. And their last card in hand is still the Scalding Tarn. Assuming I've tracked appropriately here. Okay, they're hellbent. They chose not to shuffle. Yeah, I'll get rid of those cards. You want to attack me? Yes. Go, 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 go. Turn it sideways. Death Touch creature, mess up your Ponder. Whatever card they put 2 cards down is probably the card they want the least, which is now the top of their deck. Just obliterated this EI and this ending. And block. Kill your Mentor. That was a good turn. Alright, Leovold versus a top-decking blue opponent. That's where I want to be in my life. I would have preferred to draw Green Sun Zenith this turn to a stupid land. But let's go. They're an island away from Mystic Sanctuary, so they can't even go for that right away. They knew this card and decided not to shuffle it away. That's interesting. Either that Ponder was just 3 great cards, or they messed up. 1 damage coming through. If they had a spell, they would have done it pre-combat. And how about a Green Sun Zenith? Thoughtseize. Do I think they have a real card in their hand, is the question. If it's Shark Typhoon, I don't want to just freaking die, so let's Thoughtseize. Oh, Brainstorm. Alright, well. The strength of Leovold. And I have a cool trick with my Wasteland. If they draw Tundra or Volcanic Island, then try to fetch Mystic Sanctuary, I can take them off 3 islands in response to the fetch. They're at 5 life. Don't have a whole lot of time left here. But my control of this game is tenuous. Supreme Verdict isn't even a huge loss if they have to jam it. Okay, cool. Just made a land drop. If they have 3 basic islands, I can't stop them here. Let's hope that it's a Tundra. Making my attack. They're making their block. Please be out of basics. Oh, right, they had to block there because they need these two. Yeah, the fetch puts them to 3. If it doesn't stabilize them, they lose. Non-basic? Shit. Alright. Well, they're going to get to expressive iteration this turn. And we'll see where that goes. Probably lots of good places. I am just going to wasteland this Mystic Sanctuary right now, though. Because EI is a hungry thing. They're an expensive deck. 1 mana could be the difference between, like, Narset into Plow or not. Found a Snapcaster. That's a good one. I'm going to get to draw a card when they Plow, but it's still good. Okay, I'm going to fetch for my basic island. It's the only basic left. I probably should have cracked this fetch a long time ago, so I didn't accidentally draw my last target for it. And something good? Nope. This is where the wheels come off. Please don't come off wheels. Surgical Extraction. I can take all the mentors out of their deck. I'll do it in their draw step. That way if they draw one this turn, I get that one as well. Monastery Mentor. Minor Misstep, sure. If they just drew that, that sucks, but I think it was worth the swing. I meant to fetch Dryad Arbor there and continue pressuring their life total, but just click through my end step, so you're at 2, go. Okay, they're just dropping lands now. I think attacking them with Dryad Arbor is better than trying to trade with Snapcaster. I think Dryad Arbor's still in the deck, yep. That's lucky. Ooh, Enforcer. That's a surprise damage with Flash, so Supreme Verdict doesn't clear it, and I am going to hold it. I'd rather play around removal than counter spells right now. Ponder, bummer. We're also running out of time. The Fairy, stop. Okay, Thieves Guild Enforcer. The Fairy can bounce Snapcaster Mage, this sucks. It was a really good draw. I cleared a Plow and a Brainstorm off the top with Enforcer. And this is why I don't like Dark Ritual. If this was Collector Oof, I would have won this game. Just another 2-power creature. Doesn't even matter. Snapcaster. Prismatic Ending, that makes sense. You don't need to give me life points here. Witherbloom Command is lethal now, but I think I boarded those out. That's a bad draw. Going to attack my opponent's life points. If they block with Snapcaster, they don't have a clock anymore. Okay. Alright, deck. I'm done farting around if we can draw a relevant spell. Another Misty Rainforest. Cool. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be cracking these. There is like a small amount of deck thinning that's relevant here, but also my life total's not completely blank. I will fetch now. Get a Bayou. I'll leave one of them. Snuff Out sucks. I need to kills the next Mentor, I guess. The Fairy's back up to bounce and stay in play. Okay, Dark Confidant. That's just going to get bounced, but it's okay. At least it's a card that I've put into play. Looks like they have Prismatic Ending as an instant. Sure. I think using the Prismatic Ending there is a little bit wild. Teferi had the free bounce, and you're trying to draw cards and get out of this game. Get an ending on any turn. Another Misty Rainforest for me. I mean, they're pretty gassed up. If they ever find a Mentor, they're probably going to cast a million spells in a turn. EI. They're at 1:25. Found Volcanic Island. I'm sure that's not what they want. Narset. We have Days Undoing? We do. Okay. Alright, I mean, that refreshes my hand. I'm not even upset. And Thoughtseize gets to take a poke. Take the Mentor if they have one. What do you got? I'll take your win condition with a minute left. Or I'll get Minor Misstepped and pass the turn. Dryad Arbor's back in my deck now, though. Found a Brainstorm. Found a Mentor. Casting Ponder, casting Brainstorm. I'm not going to fetch the Dryad Arbor now. I'd rather block with it next turn. I've clicked through Mentors before under high time pressure, and it's rough. There's a lot of clicks involved in that card. Okay, they're at 12 seconds on their clock. I'm going to search. Oh, shit. I was going to Surgical on their turn, but I guess it doesn't actually matter. I can't because of Teferi. They're going to time out, though. Just Mentor triggers. You can't get through them that quick. All right. We were losing that one, but I take these. A 3-2 with the help from the clock. Yeah, this deck, it just felt a little anemic when things got grindy. The Green Sun Zenith package has a nice spread of bangers at the top that do let you kind of push, but not having Ponder and Brainstorm in your deck that has access to Island is rough. The Dark Rituals, we had some explosive Dark Ritual starts, but we also just saw in that last round what I'm talking about, where if you're not a deck that's absolutely shutting the door and winning the turn that you cast Dark Ritual, or effectively winning the turn you cast Dark Ritual, it just becomes a very bad card if you play 6, 7, 8 turns in a game. I would probably just, like, turn these into other cards. The 4th Strix, the 4th Zenith, some removal, the 4th Thoughtseize, and then just play normal. You can still Zenith for Arbor and ramp into Oppo Agent if you want to do that, but it's like exactly Oppo Agent or exactly Thoughtseize Dark Confidant are the only ways to really use Dark Ritual, and that's a lot for a 4 of in the deck. I think if you change that, you immediately improve the deck. You could also just make this 4 Ponders or 4 Preordains. Or Brainstorms. Pick your favorite. Thieves Guild Enforcer was cool, though. Main deck Surgical was fine. The Reanimate didn't really come up, but we had some shots at it. And that is where I'm going to leave this one. Dark Ritual is a little bit too far, but otherwise this felt kind of reasonable. Albrecht, thank you for the deck. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.